We now know the real story. We know that the government lied.
Today is the first National Day of Remembrance for Downwinders, those Utahns exposed to nuclear bomb tests more than a half-century ago. In the 50s and 60s, the U.S. government conducted nuclear bomb tests at a Nevada test site. The radioactive fallout blew downwind, covering southern Utah. Those in its way suffered disease, cancer, and even death. Today, there was an emotional ceremony at the state capitol. Our Chris Van Oker was there. He has the story.
In life, some things are simply too painful to go away, even 6 decades later.
3, 2, 1.
At first, the U.S. government said the tests and the radioactive fallout were safe. But then came the unusually high number of cancers, thyroid problems, and eventually deaths.
I look at all the downwinders I've worked with over the years, and how many of them are just too sick to come here, how many of them have passed.
It took the U.S. government decades to admit it was wrong, decades to compensate victims, and decades to create a National Day of Remembrance.
We now know the real story. We know that the government lied.
And if you've never heard Congressman Jim Matheson this emotional, he's got a good reason. His dad, Utah's former governor, was a downwinder who died of cancer.
There is no danger.
61 years to the day of the first atomic test in Nevada, Utah's few surviving downwinders gathered at the Capitol. They did so to remember those who have been lost and to remind those still living.
Just because these weapons seem to be in the past doesn't mean they'll stay in the past. Because as our memories fade, we think, oh, we can do this again.